Good evening and welcome to the September 22nd, 2025 City Council meeting. I am calling our meeting to order, and meetings begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. We have folks from our fire department here this evening to present us with special T-shirts, so we will have them do the work first and lead us in the pledge. Would you come up, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All righty, roll call, please.
Council members Aldred.
Here.
Olaware.
Here.
Bruce.
Here.
Dwyer.
Here.
Knoll.
Here.
Marich.
Here. Next item, approval of the regular session agenda. Is there a motion?
Mayor,
Yes.
we, tonight's order of business is, I guess it's a little different than normal because we just started our meeting at 3 o'clock because of the holiday today, or starting at sundown. And so we just had the presentation on the Special Services Financial Sustainability Strategic Action Plan. And generally, we often allow public comment on a particular item immediately after the item, and then all public comment that is on an item which is not on the agenda, we have at the end, which would be public comment at the end. So I would like to make a motion that we move public comment up just for the public comment which is on the item that we just met on, which is the Special Services Financial Sustainability Strategic Action Plan. All other public comment would still be according to its number on the agenda. And then, of course, all public comment which is about something not on the agenda would still be at the end, as the agenda calls out for.
So would you then, is that motion to move it prior to correspondence so that we could have the presentation of the shirts first?
I am fine with that. Sure.
All right, so that is a motion. Is there support? Support. We have motion and support. This is a regular vote. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Okay, that carries. So let us then go to announcements, presentations from city boards, commissions, and public officials. So breast cancer awareness shirts from the fire department. An annual event we look forward to. What color are the shirts this year?
They did really well. Sergeant Robin Chevrolet designed them this year, and it is a theme for Wonder Woman. So this is this year's the logo, the insignia for Wonder Woman. Then also on the front, we highlighted the charity fund this year. So this is them. So for those who don't know, my name is Nick Newcomb. I'm a sergeant with the Farmington Fire Department. I'm the president of the Local 2659 union, and I'm also a board member of the charity fund. I've been with the city for 13 years, and it's with my pleasure to speak in front of the council and also to the public today. For the past 13 years, we've been working in concert with the Corwell Cancer Center, and in those 13 years, we've raised approximately $40,000 for local women going through cancer treatment. That treatment entails of wigs, deductibles. They actually use that money to provide a mammogram machine to the community members. So it's just been nothing but positive. So these shirts will be on sale at Station 5. So once that opens up, hopefully the administration side next week or in 2 weeks, members of the community can come up there and purchase shirts, ask to the front desk, and all proceeds go towards local participants of the local members of the community who are going through cancer treatment. As we see, these shirts are $30 this year. They're made of a little nicer quality design and t-shirt. So we're very excited to present this to each one of the council members, the mayor, and the city staff. So again, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to kind of showcase what we do. As first responders, we give all that we can to the community and the citizens that we serve. However, there are times where what we can do for people, kind of that reach is extended beyond our capacity. So with the help of the charity fund, we have programs set in motion. One of these programs are the cancer t-shirts. We also have a Heroes on Wheels, which we donate bikes to local and underprivileged kids. We have a Feeding the Seniors program, which we work with Meyer, and we hand deliver meals around Thanksgiving time to them. So this charity fund kind of initially started with the charity cancer shirts, and it kind of blossomed from there. So it is our honor to present these with you, and again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out, and we're happy we can do that. Sounds good. So without any questions or anything else, I'd like to present the council with these shirts.
Great, please do.
Okay,
So you guys can kind of.
Do you have a Cash App or anything?
Yeah, so we have a Venmo, if you want. We can get.
Okay,
Well, no.
yeah.
I'll make the announcement. It's a Venmo app as well. What do they look for the Venmo?
The Farmington firefighters charity.
Got it?
So we are working on a flyer and a QR code that members of the community can take and process payments that way. So.
Hey, Nick, if you have enough, I want to get one for my daughter, too.
it's a small, right?
Oh, thank you.
And if any of the sizes don't work, the actual shirts aren't on sale at this time.
Okay.
However, in 2 weeks, they'll be on sale. And if you guys would like to change out for different sizes, just let me know.
Super. Thank you. Good luck with the fundraising.
Appreciate it.
All righty. Then let's go to public comment, please. Since you haven't had a time to fill out a card yet, if you just want to line up, let's make sure we have at least 2 people in line so we can keep it moving. So Dan Fantor first, and then let's queue up, please.
Eric is trying.
I'm sorry.
So Dan was speaking under the announcements, presentations from boards
Oh,
for.
I beg your
Commission
pardon.
Yep.
I beg your pardon. So, but still, 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor and City Council members, I'm Dan Fantor, Chair of the Farmington Area Commission on Aging, and we have been involved in the discussions about planning for a new community center for a long time, for at least the last 2.5 years. And as the mayor pointed out, it was the council before this one where this was the Caustic Center was identified as a need to be remedied. Caustic users are glad to have a realistic timeline that we got from the city manager, but we're concerned about the deteriorating condition of the Caustic Center. We hope that a new community center will be determined by the city council and mayor that will be seated after this election. Caustic users are concerned about a plan to build a community center in the Hawk building. As Councilman Dwyer pointed out, replacing a building built in the 1960s with a building built in the 1960s does not seem like a viable solution. Having senior programs on the first, second, and third floors would cause fragmentation of programs and services. The best plan will have a senior center on 1 floor. We are also concerned that programs on the second and third floors would be accessed by 2 elevators, one of them quite small. As you know from the listening sessions that the Commission on Aging has organized and facilitated, Caustic users and seniors find the campus of the Hawk is less than ideal. They find the traffic on 12 Mile Road challenging. Parking at the Hawk can be less than adequate now, and with the addition of a senior center would be even less adequate. In the past, when school is not in sessions, programs for seniors at the Hawk and Caustic Center are discontinued in favor of programming for students. The Commission on Aging is also concerned that the Hawk does not have an adequate kitchen for the continuation of the Meals on Wheels program and other food center senior activities. The Hawk does not have a kitchen that would support our Meals on Wheels program. Why change a program that works so well? Senior activities like the very successful Dine and Discover program would be a disadvantage with an outside kitchen. Costic users expressed support for a new senior center on the grounds of the Costic Center. However, we understand that it is not central to most of Farmington Hills, and that the Costic land could be very valuable to a developer and could provide significant funds that might be appropriated to a new senior center. If selling the Costic land means that there would be no tax increase for the building of a senior, that means an alternative site would be preferred. And as the mayor pointed out, if the Costic land is sold and developed, that will lead to tax revenues in every future year, and that should be, in our minds, go to the Costic Center.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I have 4 cards right now for this topic. So Ms. Darrow, you are first, to be followed by Pat Hansen, Nancy Comodoros, and Kimberly Gerns. If there's anyone else that wants to speak on that study session item, please fill out a card. Good evening.
Hi, I'm Lori Darrow, and I'm a resident of Farmington Hills. Mr. Dwyer, Mayor Rich, Mr. Bruce, Ms. Knoll, Ms. Bolwar, Mr. Aldred, on June 23rd, at the Special Services meeting, you all said that the option for a senior center at the Hawk was not a viable option. I have watched that video back 4 times. It was unanimous. You also used words like fast track the decision, fast forward the decision, the priority is urgency. We need to create a sense of urgency. We could be doing the election year slow walk, but that's not in anyone's best interest. Yet here we are today still talking about the Hawk. We are tired of words, delays, and no actions. We want to know who is looking at grants and partnerships to help pay for a new center. We want to know when the bid is going out to architectural firms. We want to know why the taxes we have been paying for 40 to 60 years keep rising when there is almost a $60 million in the general fund, and still no senior center. It's just talk. This senior center will cost us taxpayers about $5 million more than was originally stated, because this has been put on the back burner for far too long. We want to know how many locations you've actually considered, and if the Hawk, OCC, and Costic Land are the only 3, and you have all said that Hawk wasn't a viable option, and we've heard that OCC is too expensive, then we've eliminated 2, and it's time to start building. We are not getting any younger. We want a location, a timeline, and a plan of action. This council was supposed to be the council that was going to finally make a decision on a new Costic Center, and here we are, just a couple weeks from election again. Mr. McGinn, sorry if I didn't say that right, you stated in the messenger that this takes careful planning, responsible budgeting, and thoughtful decision-making, and we understand that, but you should have been doing this over the last several years. If you try to put us on in multiple floors of the Hawk, we lose the heart of our community. We will be where our oldest seniors are too afraid to go, and this will wreck their lives, their only sense of community. We will be separated from one another, and I predict we will go to the new 33,000 square foot West Bloomfield Center, and you will have thrown away yet more tax dollars at the Hawk. We've been stuck in an old building that's failing for years. We've already had an HVAC system, the floor rising up, the pipes bursting, and we deserve a new center.
Thank you.
One story.
Okay, hey, folks, let's keep decorum and we don't applaud during council meetings. Ms. Hanson, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As of June 30th, 2024, on your balance sheet is listed unassigned fund balance in the amount of $59,975,667. While it's prudent to maintain a rainy day fund, this seems much higher than is necessary. Have you spent any of this money? Since this is from June of '24, we could not find one from June of '25. Or do you have it earmarked for any expenditures? Perhaps this rainy day fund could be used to help underwrite the new senior center. If the council cannot decide what to do, I am sure your seniors and the rest of the residents of Farmington Hills can help you decide at the ballot this November. Hopefully, the next council will be able to put the seniors first, as promised previously. And I know it's been proposed that the senior programs would be on the second and third floors, plus a pool and the gym, and a building yet to be built on the opposite side of the building. Isolating the seniors would be very harmful for their well-being. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Nancy Comodoros to be followed by Kimberly Gerns. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Just going through the study session, listening to that, I had a few comments to make. A lot of the talk was about cultural arts, and of course, we know that we just got a wonderful article in Architectural Digest about being one of the 25 top cities in the United States because of our arts programs. I would like to see a comparison. There were a lot of comparisons made with other cities, other communities, but none in those top 25. I mean, we are really spectacular. And I was glad that they did say that we already have phenomenal services and value in Special Services Department. When we go to comparing us with other cities, that's a point that I think you have to take very, very carefully. And I'm really thrilled. I also wanted to say that the council members stood up and said we don't want to contract services out. Because the minute you sign a contract with an outside company, it becomes about nothing but profit. And you can see that in other communities where this has happened. You know that the programs will be reduced and you will not have the quality that you have with the current staff that you have. There are decades of experience in special services with these wonderful, wonderful staff that have developed all these programs, not just in cultural arts, but in recreation. And I think those staff people need to be shown the respect that they deserve. As you go forward with this study, I hope that you will ask more and more questions. There seem to be a lot of questions on the table. So anyway, thank you so much for your participation and all the things that you do to support special services.
Thank you. Kimberly Gerns to be followed by PG.
Good afternoon. Usually when somebody calls me Kimberly, I'm in trouble.
You wrote.
Kimberly Gerns, I am the owner of In the Mitten Productions. We provide the services for your youth theater. More importantly, I've been involved in the youth theater in Farmington Hills since 2001 when my daughter was 9 years old. I remember when Nancy was in the position. I remember when Rachel took over. I remember when Val's daughter, Councilman Noel's daughter was, maybe this tall and was part of it. We put on shows with over 400 kids every season. I have a very unique position in seeing how this city and this is run. You have got an amazing asset in the people in special services. This is not a group of people who come to their job and go home at 5 o'clock. This is a group of people who live and breathe what your customer base wants. This is not something you can outsource. This is not something that you can ask a bunch of people to come in. It is not a business. And trust me, I run business. I run several businesses in my history. This is not something that you're going to be able to bring in a group of people to do. They know their customer, and that is the key to success, to cultural arts, to the youth theater, and to this entire department. So I implore you not to consider that. Another thing that I'd like to, I do work with other communities. You guys run like no other community. You run with the heart and soul of the people that you service, and that doesn't happen in other places. And I worry when I hear about things like this initiative. What does that mean to what you guys have provided? You just showed up in the top 25 cities where people want to live. I live in Northville, as you probably see and went, what is she doing here? We've got a great community. You guys are even unique to what I have in my city, and I don't want to see you guys turn that away and make that different. The other thing that I would like, I saw a little bit of the presentation and marketing, and I apologize, I'm not going to be able to stay all night because we have rehearsal going on at 6, so I've got to dash. We're putting on programs that in your community that are professionally, equal to other professional theaters. But what I'm not seeing and what my families don't see is the marketing and the promotion of your theater and your youth theater program. I saw a little bit about marketing and not being, I need you guys to put some more money into us. I need you guys to trust that the programs that your youth theater is putting together and that these wonderful folks that I get to work with on a day in and day out basis are helping us put together are above and beyond any other youth theater in this area. In the Minton Productions was a finalist in the Best of Detroit and Our Magazine now for this last year. We were the only youth theater in the top 5. We were the only ones there. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, and thank you for your contribution to our city. PG.
Good evening to everyone, and I hope that honesty does not ruffle some feathers in the auditorium. I've been a homeowner in this city since 2013. I want to compliment the people in the city departments that work the Caustic and the Hawk, but I can say that the Hawk understands what customer service is all about. I had been a member of Lifetime on Telegraph and Maple because I also own a house in Southfield, and I just got tired of the country club or the gym atmosphere at one of those types of places. So I called and came to the Hawk. The Hawk was very nice, gave me a tour, talked to me about the things that they offer, the pool, the exercising. But I can say when I went to the Caustic, I didn't feel the same. The kindness wasn't there. I don't know if it was because I don't look like a senior. I am a senior. I do have gray hair underneath this hat. My husband is a senior. Or maybe you're just not accustomed to people coming up there to inquire about it. But the kindness wasn't the same. I felt when I walked out of there that my residency was being questioned, or what was my ulterior motive. So if you want people to come to your facility, you have to be open. I can tell you that you don't offer a lot of what I like. I'm a chess player. I'm a card player. You don't offer anything like that I've seen. I like to play bid whist. So where do I go? I go to my other city where I own a home, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 3:30, I play bid whist. And a lot of people in there are from Farmington Hills, they're from Bloomfield, they're from Redford, and they're from Detroit. And we hop to places that offer bid whist because that's what I like to play and what they like to play. From 3:30 to 7, we do chess. Now, if you want to attract people, you have to be open to that diversity and offer some other kinds of programming. I know that we have a theater here. What types of things would attract other nationality of students to want to be a part of this youth theater? So while the services are good, you've been around for a long time, if you want to attract somebody new, you got to do something that you've never done before. And I'm a person that can fundraise. I can fundraise and put an event together in the Caustic. I talked about having my little reception dinner there 2 years ago. And you guys like shunned me, so where did I go? I went to Eddie V's and bought out the whole restaurant. You got to be open.
Thank you. Ms. Mondora, could you please talk with Ms. Gerald to make sure you understand what happened with the way she was greeted at the Caustic Center? Thank you. Worley Ortiz, please. And that is the last card I have for this session. Good evening.
Hello. So I'm Worley. I live in Farmington Hills, and I came here to also advocate on behalf of the Caustic Center. I don't have any prepared remarks, so here it is. As a volunteer for Meals on Wheels for the past 7+ years, I want to know how important it is to be to check in on our seniors. The things I have seen as a driver who goes in and checks on them. I have seen, I just want to note how important it is, because I have seen the seniors stuck in their chair, unable to get up, so I have to physically go inside to help them. Thankfully, I had my husband helping me out so we could lift them. I have seen them open the door, unfortunately, in just their underwear and it's brutally cold outside. I have seen them without heat or felt it without heat. And so giving them these hot, warm meals every single day, having people check in on them every single day is so vital to our community, to our members. Okay, and then the last thing I want to discuss is how vital the Cenex program has been for me, because I now have a member who goes for Cenex. Sorry. My mother is an attendee, and having her go every day and tell me about all the things she did is so important. It gives me the opportunity to work. It gives her the opportunity to be social and communicate and engage. So please don't let these services die. That's it.
Thank you for your testimonial, and thanks for sharing your story. Best wishes to your mom. Yeah, go ahead, come on up. Is it relating to this special services
It
study
is,
session?
yes.
And please do.
So I wanted to talk to you about the
Name, please?
siren.
I'm sorry, your name, please?
My name's James Aaron. I live in Farmington, a frequent visitor of the Hawk. I wanted to talk to you about the siren song of privatization. I'm sorry, did I say prophetization? I meant to say privatization. I want to warn you about that. I work in education, and a lot of people promised us a lot of things in education. It would lower cost, maximize efficiency, lower cholesterol, and prevent tooth decay. It hasn't done any of that, I promise. It doesn't do that. It promises to do that through lowball bids, through hidden fees, through cooking books in different ways. I work in a school building that has a privatized custodial staff. Now, they probably have saved money on things like cleaning supplies and trash bags, because they don't use those anymore. I could take you to my school about 7 miles from here and show you dirt and spider webs that are 7 years in the making. Also, what I know is that you have a lot of turnover, and I won't really, one of the turnovers was actually kind of tragic. We had a really bad situation in a school about 5 miles away from here because, the constant turnover means you don't really pay too much attention to who you're hiring, and they keep coming and going, and it had tragic consequences. And some students had to see that. So as somebody who's involved in education, I saw that privatization is actually it's a violation of public trust because it had some bad situations. Now, I'm just some crackpot with some opinions, but I promise if you Google privatization, you will find out that in the long run, it's not a big savings. There are a lot of lawsuits that come out of it. There are a lot of, you might get 6 months to a year of savings, but what you don't get is individuals who really care about their jobs, who stay a long time. And also, if we're just about efficiency, it's just another layer of management. You're hiring another company to do management. That's not efficient. That's just more bureaucracy. That's more paperwork. So my question to you guys is, do you want to keep the great thing that you have here, or do you just want to maximize profits? Because if you want to maximize profits, it doesn't really work anyway. So I would suggest you stick with the committed people who really care about this job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we have one more. Angie Smith, please. Good evening.
Good evening. I like to speak about the Caustic Center. I hope I don't come off as intimidating. That's what I've been accused of here recently, and causing people to feel awkward. I had the opportunity to meet with some women on Thursday at the Caustic Center. And it was one of the best experiences that I ever had. because with my parents both being deceased, I got to meet people that could have been my parents, and actually people my age, which I'll be 63 this Wednesday. If you are a single individual and you don't have an outlet, you can go to the Caustic Center. Because what it does is it will bring people together and it helps their mental health. I was able to go and see that swimming pool. It is awful. I was able to go into the restroom. I've seen gas station bathrooms cleaner than that. Yes, I have done a video and shown how bad the carpets and everything looks in that building. But at the end of the day, these are women and men that after they have a class, and all of you up here have children, you know what it's like when your kid is in the 3rd, 4th grade after lunch, well, after a class, they want to go have recess with their friends. These individuals, these men and women, when they finish with their activity, whether it's pickleball, exercise class, they have lunch together. I enjoyed having lunch with them and getting to know who these people are. But at the end of the day, I think that everybody should feel welcome. There should not, now I did have an experience such as PG a few years back. I didn't have that this past Thursday. But at the end of the day, everybody should feel warmed, loved, and welcomed. And I encourage you to keep this building and these people together. They need a friendship. They need their relationships, especially at their age. They check on each other. You never know, they might get a phone call and something has happened. Somebody got a broken hip or something. But keep them together. I hope I wasn't confrontational and I wasn't intimidating. Thank you.
Thank you, and happy birthday. Okay, seeing no further, how about correspondence? Anyone have correspondence they want to share? Okay, I did receive an email from a resident who was at our last council meeting admonishing me for not gaveling someone who was speaking at the meeting. And I want to address that because there was concern about comments made to one of our body. And, you know, here's the thing, folks. Under the First Amendment, people who are elected are held to a higher standard of, for lack of a better phrase, abuse, verbal abuse from people. And folks can talk to us how they want to talk to us as long as they're not threatening violence. And there's a whole line of court cases about that. And so for those wondering why that comment was allowed to go unchecked, that is why. Because I think all of us up here are up here because we believe in democracy. And all of us up here believe that free speech should be protected. And so I just wanted to respond to that piece of correspondence. That then takes us to the consent agenda, please. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine, administrative, or non-controversial by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests, in which event the items may be removed from the consent agenda for consideration. They will be read by our Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. New business or consent agenda, number 5, recommended approval of award of fireworks display for a USA 250-year celebration to America Fireworks Company in the amount of $50,000, CMR 9-25-129. Number 6, recommended approval of award of contract for Middlestone Subdivision Culverts Replacement Project to Miller LS Bridge Construction in the amount of $1,303,364.83, CMR 9-25-130. Number 7, recommended approval of award of agreement for Spicer Stable Roof Replacement to Sterling Construction and Roofing in the amount of $44,565.48, CMR 9-25-131. Number 8, recommended approval of a request for status change under Section 10.01A of the City Charter for the Police Department, CMR 9-25-132. Number 9, recommended approval of a special event permit for the North Farmington High School Homecoming Parade to be held on Friday, September 26, 2025. Number 10, recommended approval of City Council study session minutes of September 8, 2025. Number 11, recommended approval of City Council regular session minutes of September 8, 2025. And that completes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Go ahead.
I would move the consent agenda as read by the Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. Motion, is there support?
Support.
We have motion and support. This is a roll call vote.
Council members Bolaware? Yes. Bruce?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes.
Noel? Yes. Aldred?
Yes.
And Mayor Rich?
Yes.
Thank you.
This then takes us to council member comments and announcements. Anyone? Mr. Aldred.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just to follow up on some of the comments this evening around the caustic center, I think it's appropriate just a quick word of response, and again to reiterate the understanding of the heartfelt desire for one floor to meet the needs, the desire to preserve services such as the Meals on Wheels. I think these are all very well understood, and appreciate the reiteration, and again, just continue to support and the understanding of those needs. And again, as the mayor also reiterated, there is no intention to shut and stop any services until there is an appropriate alternative to that. So again, just to reiterate and just to make sure that that's being clearly and compassionately communicated to the community. And I think just specifically in terms of there's questions again about the Hawk, and again, I think council is still looking for, if that is still one of the options, how that works. Having multiple floors of the Hawk, again, doesn't meet the single floor criteria, and if there's additional buildings, that needs to fit, and there needs to be parking. All of those things are things which, I've certainly spoken to the city manager about, and these are well understood issues. And again, so it's just reiterating that we're hearing those things, and we are, I think as a council, I'm certainly looking for, let's look at what those proposals that will work. What are those proposals that will fit those criteria, regardless of the location, whether it's, regardless of whether it's on the Hawk site or another site, and continue to explore what those options might be, whether it's the 3 that have been mentioned or any other site that is appropriate to meet those needs. So again, I just wanted to reiterate that based on the comments that were made this evening, that again, those points are heard, and we are looking forward to keep this moving forward. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I have a couple. We already talked about during study session, but for those who were not there, or those who are viewing on the online or through YouTube, we were so delighted to receive the Architectural Digest designation as one of the top 25 places to live. And what they called out very specifically is the work we have going on in cultural arts and recreation. And that just made us very proud. And by the way, in the article, they also mentioned that we are the 57th best place to live according to U.S. News and World Report. Now, of course, Troy and Rochester Hills are 7 and 9, and so they're talking a little smack about that, so we have work to do. Wanted to share that I had an opportunity recently to participate with Cycling for Active Adults. It's one of the groups we have going. It's run from the Caustic Center as part of Senior Services. So it's folks 50 and up. I had not been on a bike in probably 10 years when I got one this year, and I will tell you what, this group is super, and a lot of the rides end up at Dairy Queen. So how can you not love that? So highly recommended if you are thinking about doing that. And then finally, the Gateway Art Project is under construction. So for those of you who have driven on 696 at the Orchard Lake Road exit and seen in the cloverleaf a big R sitting there, I'm so excited to say we are starting construction on the Gateway Art. It was approved in the consent agenda last meeting. And thanks to Congresswoman Stevens and her office, she got through the last logjam that was in front of us from the Federal Highway Administration. And so construction has begun. Should be done before the snow flies, right, Mr. Mection? With the landscaping to be done in the spring. So stay tuned for more on that. And when you see the things going on the freeway, that's what that's about. So that's all I have. Let's take it to the city manager update.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We'll do our level best to get what we can get done before the snow flies. I'm looking at our public services director. He's got a smile on his face. So just a couple things for the public. Our annual Farmington Hills Open House will be held, rain or shine, Saturday, October 4th from noon to 3 p.m. right here on the City Hall campus. And then on October 22nd, I know that's a little bit off in the distance here, but our Central Services Department, along with our Economic Development Department, will be holding the Bagels to Business event. Again, that's October 22nd from 10 a.m. to 12:30 over at the Hawk at Harrison Hall. And that's really for vendors that would like to understand how to better do business with the city and become one of our contractors. So good educational experience for folks that want to do business with the city. And then one last comment, and just to follow up on Council Member Aldred's comment, I think after the presentation this evening, hopefully the folks in the public, I know Council knows that what we've been going through with the Special Services financial analysis has been very challenging. It's very detailed. There's an awful lot to it. There's a lot of depth to it. And I think we're really starting to get our arms around that situation and better clarity on how we move forward as a group. And I know, I think I speak for everybody on City Council and in administration as well, is look, we're all in the same boat and we're all driving towards the same end goal, which is to have a state-of-the-art facility for our community to utilize that services the needs for our community in a fiscally responsible manner. And I liked your word compassionate, Council Member. That's the appropriate response. We're looking for the best fit for the community, and you know, our job is to provide council all of the best information from which you could make that decision. So thank you again for your patience, and we'll continue to work along that timeline. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. This then takes us to unfinished business. Consideration of enactment of Ordinance C-6-2025 to amend the Farmington Hills Code of Ordinances, Chapter 34 Zoning, Article 5.0 Site Standards, to add new Section 34-5.20 Design Standards in order to establish standards regarding building materials, architectural scaling and roofing, window and building entrance design requirements for new construction and for certain expansions, additions, and changes in use, and summary for publication. Good evening, Ms. Kettler-Schmaltz.
Good evening. Charmaine Kettler-Schmaltz, Director of Planning and Community Development. That was a mouthful. This is the second reading for our zoning text amendment 5. Abbreviated is the design standards for non-residential buildings. This was last before you at your September 8th session with a public hearing and first reading. If approved this evening for enactment, it would go into effect in 21 days.
Okay, thank you. Council, what's your pleasure? Is there a motion? Ms. Knoll?
Sure, yeah. We discussed this in length at the last meeting, so I'll make a motion tonight. I will move that we will enact ordinance C-6-2025 to amend the Farmington Hills Code of Ordinances, Chapter 34, zoning, Article 5.0, site standards, to add a new section 34-5-20, design standards, in order to establish standards regarding building materials, architectural scaling, and roofing, windows, and building entrance design requirements for new construction and for certain expansions, additions, and changes in use, and summary for publication.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. This is a roll call vote.
Council members Bruce,
Yes.
Dwyer,
Yes.
Noel,
Yes.
Aldred,
Yes.
Fullaware. Yes. And Mayor Rich.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have one item of new business before us, something we've been looking forward to for a long time. Consideration of approval of Planned Unit Development 2, 2021, Agreement for Villas at Pebble Creek, Sarah Fisher, including revised site plan 59-5-2022. Hello again.
Hello again. Here to introduce the PUD agreement. If you'll recall, this plan and layout for the site has been revised and revised and revised again. We are at the point where the agreement is ready and recommended by staff and our city attorney for your comment and hopefully approval this evening. This is the final step in the PUD process before Planning Commission and City Council. After this, they would move on to construction drawings and hopefully, cross our fingers, construction for the site. I know that the applicant is here this evening as well as the owner. If you have any questions for us, we also have the Public Services Director in the audience.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Council?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
if I could just, if council is going to make a motion to approve this agreement tonight, I'd just ask that you include authorization for the city manager to sign it. It is a recordable document, and that would be good to have in the record. Thank you.
Okay. Well, let's start with, what's your pleasure? Do you want to do questions first? Do you want to make a motion and then have discussion? Is there a motion?
Make a motion.
Okay, please.
I'll move for the approval of the Planned Unit Development 2, 2021 Agreement for Villas at Pebble Creek, Old Sarah Fisher, including revised site plan 59-5-2022 CMR 9-25-122, with the agreement that the city manager signs the agreement.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there support?
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion?
Only one question.
Okay, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just one question. If this is approved tonight, any timeline in terms of moving forward with when construction might start?
Tim Logan with Robertson Homes. I thought I might get that question. Yes, so our intent is to, obviously, if we move forward tonight, we still have the brownfield, which has already gone to the BRA, one step further, and then actually we'll come back to you, so you will see me one more time. Our intent is to, once that brownfield's approved, we can close on the property and start taking it down. Our intent is to take it down over the winter. It's a very large building. There's a lot of work to do. That'll help us get started in the spring with the utilities. It is dependent on the city moving forward with the Sarah Fisher pump station, which the city's been great working on that, aligning with our development. So if everything goes to plan, we should have the building down in the spring, start our utilities, and hopefully pave out by summer next year and start building homes. We're excited.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Bruce.
Yes, I'm going to be very happy to vote yes on this tonight. I'm so excited to see this project go through. I've been on this council 20 years, and I think ever since I first came on here, we've been dealing with this property. One thing after another, one approval, failure, just on and on. I think this is a great plan. I really like it. It's going to really help that section of the city. It's going to look great. So I just want to thank you for putting this forward, for following through with this, and I'm hoping to see these things get built here as fast as you can do them. And I think this is going to be really good for our city. So thank you very much for everything you've done with this.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's been very tough, obviously, but really happy working with everybody here has been very supportive, and we're very, very thankful for that.
Great. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any thought on what the timing will be for Brownfield? Where it stands with that?
Yes, so I think we're on the agenda for October 8th or 9th. Can't remember exactly which one. That's for the BRA, which is the reimbursement agreement. So we've already gone past the first step. Then that's the kind of the final, sort of like the PUD agreement. It's the last step there. And then it'll come to you, I'm hoping, at the end of October.
Great. All right, hope to see you then. Okay, then let's vote, shall we? This is a regular vote. All those in favor, please indicate by gratefully saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Marvelous. Thank you.
Congrats.
We are all looking forward to this. Okay, there are no additions to the agenda. I do have one card for public comment. PG,
This gentleman,
I don't have a card from.
never mind.
I only have the card from PG.
Okay. He left.
Hello again to City Council, and the auditorium has been vacated quite a bit. But what I wanted to talk about is negative campaigning. Every single election, it is the bantering back and forth. It is the negative things that this group of campaign workers say to this group of campaign workers or supporters, and it has got to stop. I'm sure if you've been a candidate before, you know what proper protocol is to campaign. I'm sure if you've been a candidate before, you know the places where your signs are supposed to go. I know if you have decided to run for office, you found out certain things, and one thing that's very important, according to the MCL, which is Michigan compiled laws, MCL 169.247, subsection 1, any campaign material that you put out, you have to put a campaign disclosure statement paid for by the people to elect Sally Sue. You have to have your address on there. I was amazed looking at some literature and seeing some signs that information is not on there. And I'll ask that person because he knows who he is. How could you run for office and expect to try to become a leader and lead an entire city when you don't follow the rules when it comes to campaigning? So look it up, MCL 169.247, subsection 1. You have to have paid for by on all of your campaign stuff. So I've decided after this election, I think I'm going to do some free classes or some free conversations. If you're interested in becoming a candidate, the do's and don'ts. What's very important, how important it is to file your campaign finance reports on time. When you don't, you're fined errors and omissions. When you don't pay, the interest accrues every day. And when your campaign is over, you have to close that campaign and pay any fines. A lot of candidates are allowing these balances to go over for 4 years or 2 years. And then they pay right before they have to sign an affidavit to say that they don't owe any money. So if you want to be a leader, do the right thing and get yourself together.
Thank you. Okay, we have no further business to come before us. And so with that, we will say goodnight, Farmington Hills, and we will see you October 13th for our next meeting. We're adjourned.